They said I never amount to anything, but I'm glad to say that I'm on my way, and I'm growing more and more each day.
In 2007, we had over 37,000 incidents, 37,000 child abuse and neglect cases in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. That can fill Fenway Park. 37,000.
You can change this.
There's a great story that one of my board members talks about, which is two folks in a river, and these babies are floating down the river, and you're trying to pull the babies up onto the boat, and the boat is starting to almost sink. And one of the folks jumps out of the boat and starts to run up the riverbank, and the other one is saying, wait, you can't just leave me with all these babies. And the person running up the riverbank says, no, I need to figure out who's throwing the babies in to begin with.
The Children's Trust Fund was established in 1988 by an act of the legislature as a public-private entity responsible for reducing child abuse and neglect in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
The vision for the Children's Trust Fund is that every parent in Massachusetts could have the information, the tools, the supports that they need when they need them in order to raise and nurture their kids.
In 2007, 114,421 children were reported as abused or neglected. That's an increase of 12 kids every day.
What is hopeful from my perspective is that we have an agency like the Children's Trust Fund that has a very steadfast network of educators and social workers throughout the state that are doing yeoman's work in terms of reducing, through education, child abuse and neglect.
Massachusetts has the second highest rate of child abuse and neglect in the country.
Parents want the best for their children, and when you're isolated, you're overwhelmed with stress, you're much more vulnerable to being abusive and neglectful. And that's why these programs are so important. They make sure parents get education, get skills, and get connected into the community so that everyone can work together to make sure that those children are raised in a happy and healthy home.
That's really the best thing, is the support, especially when you have a newborn and you don't know everything, you don't know where things are. Meeting other people in the community, sharing stories and learning from their experiences too, other people who already have kids.
We always don't know as new parents what we're doing and what our children should be doing at certain ages, and they definitely help us and show us age-related activities that the kids should be doing and want to do.
70% of parents who abuse children will abuse themselves.
The Nurturing Fathers program is a 13-week curriculum that works with men to teach them about parenting skills and the type of social and personal ways that they can help to, one, develop themselves, and two, provide a healthy learning and growing atmosphere for their children.
It's not only just opened my eyes, but it has opened my mind into just understanding my kids. That it's not all about discipline. It's not about yelling at them. It's understanding them and just loving them. Kids will be kids, and as fathers, we're not given manuals and instructions on how to be a father. But it was also good to be around other fathers that were able to share and help me learn and get better as a father and as a man, husband, as an individual.
The day I realized I was pregnant, I was shocked, I was scared, I was disappointed in myself. It wasn't something that I was ready for, it wasn't something that I expected. Being isolated, losing a lot of my friends, I didn't have a lot of support. My home visitor definitely taught me to be independent and very strong-minded. And she taught me not to depend on anyone. If I wanted to go after something, then I should do it for myself. She instilled a lot of strength and a lot of determination in me. And when I would think, you know, like, I don't know if school's gonna work out right now, I have a lot of things, and she would just be like, you need to do what you need to do as far as your education and to fulfill the next step in your life for your daughter and for yourself. And to this day, I'm out of the program and now I'm working for Healthy Families, and my home visitor continues to be one of my best friends.
Abuse is the leading cause of death for children under age 4.
Maddie was 8 months old, and I was working part-time, and we had an au pair. And one day I got a call, and Matthew was rushed to Children's Hospital, and he had a very large hemorrhage in his brain, and he never recovered consciousness despite the best medical care, and he was a victim of shaken baby syndrome. Along with the outrage and the sadness, developing the Maddie Eapen Foundation was a good way to funnel our energy to do something about the problem of shaken baby syndrome. The Children's Trust Fund is such a reliable, impressive organization. The Maddie Eapen Foundation has chosen to support the Children's Trust Fund initiatives because exactly that. We trust that they're going to be doing the right thing with our money and our grants. Everybody should do as much as they can to prevent shaken baby syndrome, because it's a form of child abuse that takes the most innocent victim and can take the life from the baby, can cause lifelong paralysis, mental retardation, developmental loss. Shaken baby syndrome is preventable, and the Children's Trust Fund is developing programs to train people, to train the trainers, so that all parents and all caregivers in the state of Massachusetts know never to shake a baby.
We've got the research, we've got the proven programs, both here and across the country. We can end child abuse in Massachusetts, but we have to have the will to do it, and we need the resources to do it.
I would hope that anyone that truly does the work of working for the worth and the dignity of every human being would want to continue to support an effort like the Nurturing Fathers program that's being supported and funded through the Children's Trust Fund.
The Children's Trust Fund gives me a lot of hope that something really great is being done to prevent future tragedies.
We can never give a child back their childhood. The damage is done. We can send in, all kinds of help and try and reknit that family and try and heal that child's pain. But the pain and the damage has already occurred. What we want is to get more people involved in preventing child abuse before it happens, reaching parents so that they have the skills, the knowledge, and support they need to do their job.
It is a clarion call for all of us to make a difference and to contribute. It is good social, moral, and economic policy for us to support an organization like the Children's Trust Fund in the programs that it sponsors. We can do something about it. The public can do something about it. You can do something about child abuse and neglect.
And I know the battle is in his hands, and I'll never let go of his hand.